It's been really difficult to make this choice. Sorry, for some of you that might be really hard to hear. Which is why, again, I felt so guilty doing this. Hello my fabulous Fabaret family, how are ya? It's been another crazy week in my life, I tell you that. You can probably see I've maybe got a bit of bags under my eyes. I'm just knackered, I've been working so hard. Because my fellow Fab Fam darlings, I'm right in the middle of moving house. So yes, everything behind me right now looks pretty. I've made sure I've kept that all up just for you. But I'm currently surrounded by bags, boxes, chaos downstairs with packing up. It's been a bit crazy. Like, I didn't realise how much stuff I have. For example, I have loads of theatre books. Anytime I go to the National Theatre Bookshop, I'm just obsessed with getting as many books there as I can. But I promise you, my darlings, a new fabulous theatre vlog every Thursday, so I'm making sure I keep to that promise. If you're new here, by the way, hi, my name's Richard. I do a lot of theatre content. If this is your first visit, hi, welcome to the Fabaret family. If you're new here and you like what you see, click that subscribe button and tick that notification bell so you get notified when I upload fabulous new videos. So today, my lovelies, I want to share a bit of a secret with you. This is something that I've decided over the past few weeks, and it's not been an easy decision. It's been really difficult to make this choice. So yeah, we all face big decisions sometimes in our life, and I've had to make a bit of a big one recently. So I'm just going to say it basically, here we go. I've decided that for the next 6 months, I'm not going to do any performing. Now, to give you a bit of background, lovely, I've been performing non-stop pretty much since I was 4 years old. My first performance was in the Secret Garden where I played a flower. I mean, I think that explains a lot, doesn't it? But seriously, I've adored performing since I was 4 years old, and especially in the last 11 years, I would say, I've always either been rehearsing for a show or performing in a show or getting ready to audition for a show. Theatre is my life. I work in theatre, I watch theatre, and I perform in theatre. So this is actually a really big deal for me. Now, I know that decision might seem a bit odd because, let's face it, for the past year and a half, there hasn't been much going on in terms of performing opportunities. Like, I did a few online concerts over lockdown, and I did a few Zoom plays, that was fun. So I had the theatre itch scratched a little bit. And don't get me wrong, I've had many opportunities that I could get involved with performing in big shows over the next 6 months. And my gut reaction to everything was like, yes, let's throw myself back into it, let's do this. But actually, when I stepped back, I had a few thoughts about it all, which I'll share with you now. So first of all, one of the big companies that I perform with, I absolutely love them. I've performed many shows with them over the years. The next show they're planning to do is Evita. And I respect everyone's opinion on this, but just personally, I just don't like Evita. There, I've said it, it's out there. There's a few songs that I enjoy in it. If I've ever seen a concert, I quite enjoy them. Another Suitcase in Another Hall, Don't Cry For Me Argentina. And before anyone asks me, yes, I have seen Evita. I've seen a touring production of it, I've seen the film, and I just can't get into it. I don't know what it is about it. I'm just not a fan of Evita. So the big company that I usually do my shows with, they actually perform at the theatre that I work at. Now, for anybody who works in theatre, you understand how difficult it is to take part in theatre social activities outside of theatre work time. Because there's no such thing as a theatre job where you just work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. You're very often working evenings, weekends, normally when other theatre opportunities are going on. So for me, if I ever make a decision to take part in a show that's being performed at my theatre, I have to take it as annual leave. I don't really have a choice. And the shows that the main company, York Light Opera Company, that I do shows with, they normally do their run for about 2 weeks. So we have a night of a tech, a dress rehearsal, and then like a good 10 or 11 performances. So for me, that's 2 weeks of my annual leave. That's half of all the holiday I get every year, basically being used up so that I can just go in to the theatre where I work at to do a show every day. So that's why it always has to be a very special show. It has to be something that I'm really passionate about doing. And I'll just be honest, I'm just not passionate about Evita. Sorry, I know that's really hard to say. Now, the other reason I've decided not to do performing for the next few months is because simply there's been so many lovely people in my life that I just haven't had a chance to see because of lockdown and COVID and everything. I've got amazing friends down south and family who I just haven't really had a chance to see. For those of you who don't know, unfortunately my mum passed away from cancer last year, and there's been some members of my family that I haven't seen in over a year since the funeral day because of social distancing and lockdown and life just being crazy. And I want to make sure I have that time to go and see people. Like, because I'm not having to be committed to any show now, I've got that extra time to go and see family, to go down south to see friends, to have a bit of a life, really, to be honest. I'm not bashing performing in any way, I'm just saying that right now I feel like this is the right decision for me. It's been a really difficult decision, but in my heart I knew it was the right one to do. Normally the decision in the long term that is the right choice is normally the hardest decision to make initially, right now. And I felt really bad because I had to send emails to people to say, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be involved in this show. And I felt really guilty sending those emails. But in actuality, why should I feel guilty? Because I need to do what I feel is best for me. And it's not just the fact that the company I normally do shows with are doing a Vita. So in September 2020, I did actually audition for another show. It was all done like online and via Zoom and social distance auditions. But I auditioned for Kips, which is the new version of the Half a Sixpence musical, which was on at the Noel Coward Theatre back in 2016, which starred Charlie Stemp in the main role of Arthur Kipps. So I auditioned for that show. I auditioned for Arthur Kipps, but I also auditioned for Mr. Chitterlow. He's the bonkers, eccentric, outgoing theatrical person. And for some reason I got that role. I've got no idea why. And I was really looking forward to it because, of course, at that point in September 2020, lockdown was meant to start chilling out a bit. We were starting to get into rehearsals. And that time I spent with that company, it was so great. There's so many amazing people in this company. It's called the Joseph Rowntree Theatre Company. And especially over that past year, they helped me so much because they did lockdown quizzes every week. We did socials online. They really kept me going, which is why, again, I felt so guilty doing this. But it got to the point about a month ago where they said to everyone, okay, guys, we're going to start up rehearsals now again soon. Just checking, is everyone still available? Does everyone still want their same part? Because, of course, people's circumstances over the past 6 months may have changed. Everyone's lives have changed somehow over the past year. And so, again, it was a really hard decision to make, but I knew that I had to not do the show. Because the reality is, when you rehearse for a big show that's on for a week or 2 weeks, you have to put a lot of commitment into it. Rehearsal time, dress, tech, production, learning your lines and music outside of rehearsals, dance steps, finding costumes. There's so much to think about. And I knew the reality was I wasn't going to be that committed over these next 6 months. And I don't want to be that person in a show who turns up to 1 out of every 5 rehearsals and affects everybody else being able to rehearse properly. I'm not that kind of person. Like, when I do a show, I'm committed to it. So yeah, again, that was a really difficult decision, but I decided to quit the Kips Half a Sixpence show. And I have to say, as hard as a decision as these have been, it does feel like a massive weight has just been lifted off my shoulders. That's not to say that I don't love these people who are organising these shows. That's not to say I won't go and support the shows. Of course I will. I'll be there cheering in the audience every night. But I just know I'm not going to have the time to commit to the rehearsals that they need. Now, I'm not giving up performing entirely. I'm still going to keep my creative flow going with my lovely Fabaret vlog. And because I'm not as committed to rehearsals now, I've actually got some opportunities to go and do other things. I've already booked to go to London for West End Live. I am so excited. This is going to be my first time going to West End Live ever. And whilst I'm down there, I've already booked to see Cinderella and the Prince of Egypt, and I'll decide on the day, I guess, if I want to see any other shows. But also, more importantly, I'll get to go see family I haven't seen in ages. Friends down south I haven't seen for easily at least 2 years. It was a really hard decision to make, but I know in the long term I'm making the right one. And actually with the Evita show, I'll still be involved with it because at the theatre I work at, I'm the box office manager, so I'll be setting up all their shows and selling their tickets. There's still going to be a few odd one-night concerts here and there that I'll be involved with, but I just made the decision not to be involved in any big theatre productions. So in September, I've got a one-night concert of Yorkshire's Got Talent, and that's going to be great. I'm performing a couple of medleys that I've written, and I think there's a wedding at some point that I'm singing at as well. I've lost track at the minute. When you move house, you lose track of days, weeks, months. I don't know what's going on at the minute. So yes, I'll still be dipping my toe into the theatre pool every now and again, but I'm staying in the shallow end right now. I'm not going in too deep. I know this might sound confusing because I think most people, after we come out of lockdown, would just be like, yes, let's get straight back into performing. I want to do anything. But actually, I wanted to take advantage of this opportunity and maybe explore other things I want to do. Like, theatre has been this massive tree that I've just been living under the shade of for so many years. Who knows? Other opportunities and things might come along now. And I'm also going to be reviving in a side-by-side by Sondheim concert that I performed in the summer of 2019. And in April of 2022, we're going to be doing some concert revivals of that. So I can't wait. It'll be really special to see my Sondheim buddies again. Oh, well, lovelies. Secret vented. There we go. Have you ever had to make any difficult decisions in terms of theatre, whether it be in your career or performing or social life? I'd love to hear your comments on thoughts and all this, by the way. Do comment below and like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. And don't forget, my lovelies, Fabaret is now on loads of different social media. On Facebook and TikTok, search for Fabaret. And on Twitter and Instagram, I'm at Fabaret_Richard. And I haven't mentioned this in a while, my lovelies. Don't forget, I still do my radio show on Box Office Radio. Wow, that's what we call a musical. Every Saturday from 12 till 1. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, my lovely. This will probably be the last video I do in my current house. Next time you see me, I'll be in my brand spanking new place. And I'll see you next #Theatre Thursday for a brand spanking new theatre vlog. Mwah. Bye!